Here we have a right angle triangle which is inverted. Let us analyze and try to write a code which is going to print the following pattern. Step number 1. Divide the pattern into rows and columns and label them. Assume the blank boxes to be spaces. Next, determine the input. So here input is the number of rows labeled by n, capital N. Now you need to identify the condition to print the stars. So let us assume that the input n is equal to 4. The row loop, which is the outermost loop, should run 4 times, and column loop, it should also run 4 times. Now let us examine the relation between them. So when R is 0 and C is 0, we print a star. R is 0 and C is 1, print a star. R is 0, C is 2, we are printing a star. R is 0 and C is 3, we are printing a star. So this is for the first row. Now let us see for the second row. R is equal to 1, we print R is equal to 1 and C is 0, we print R1, C1, we print R1, C2, we print R1, C3, we print a space. Same thing for third row and fourth row as well. We have written the cell addresses which has stars and which has spaces. Now let us arrive at a condition which is gonna print the stars. So for R0, as you can see, there are n stars. So what is actually n? N is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to write the number of stars in terms of n. So for R1 we have 3 stars. 3 can be written as n minus 1, that is 4 minus 1. Next R2 we have 2 stars. So 2 can be written as n minus 2, that is 4 minus 2. R3 we have 1 star. We can write it as n minus 3, that is 4 minus 3 is equal to 1 star. So as you can see, there is a pattern here. This 1, 2 and 3 is the row number. So for any given R, number of stars to be printed are less than n minus R. So this is the condition that we have derived from the following observation. Now there's an important thing that everyone needs to make a note of. So whenever there are spaces towards right of the pattern, you can just ignore them. Okay, you need not write any specific condition. Only when spaces are appearing towards the left of the pattern, you have to write a condition. Now let us examine this condition, which is C less than n minus R. This is the condition we have just derived. So when R is 0 and C is 0, when by replacing C and R, we get 0 is less than 4, which is true. So we are going to print a star. Next, R is 0 and C is 1. 1 is less than 4, print, and so on. Let us move to the second row and the last column. When R is 1 and C is 3, so after replacing, we get 3 is less than 4 minus 1, 3. 3 is not less than 3. So this is a false condition. We are going to print a space, and so on when we do it for all the rows. So we'll get to know where we have to print stars and where we have to print spaces. So this is the logic. So the external loop, which is for the row loop, it goes from 0 to n less than n. 0, 1, 2 and 3. Since n is equal to 4, the input given by the user. Now the column loop also goes from 0 to n minus r. So it will not go up to n minus r, it is always less than n minus r as per our condition that we have derived. So we are going to print a star whenever this condition is true. Okay, you need not extensively print a space because spaces are appearing towards the right side. Although we are suggesting that a space has to be printed whenever this condition is false, we need not print it exclusively because, as I've clearly told you before, whenever spaces are appearing towards the right of the pattern, you need not print them. So this is going to be the entire code to print this particular logic given an user input n. So this is the condition.